You have 5 minutes left. Most students will waste those minutes. How can you use those 5 minutes to reset your mind and to go back into the master level of concentration? I'm Miss Angler, a biology teacher, and I love using neuroscience techniques, proven, trusted, and reliable science of how your brain remembers things to improve your learning and to improve your study techniques. It's an easy trick to reboost your focus. No tricks, no frills, no fuss, just easy results. So let's talk about why this works and the science behind the Pomodoro reset. The thing is, most humans cannot concentrate deeply for more than 25 minutes. I know that sounds really surprising, but it's true. You got 25 minutes to lock in. Then what happens is your memory slowly but surely degrades, or your concentration degrades, until it reaches bottom. And it needs to reset and come back up again. As we can see here on the graph, you can definitely try and push past that point, but what you'll find is you're not training your brain to do short sprints of memory. Remember, we want to train the brain like a muscle, like we're running a marathon or we're learning to do the 100-meter sprint. It's important to have stamina and endurance in our memory and in our focus. Studies have actually shown that 5-minute mental breaks are far better for your brain than a 10, 15, and 25-minute break. And it sounds like that's not possible, right? Like longer breaks must be better. Not the case, okay? According to neuroscience, 5 minutes is that sweet spot where you're avoiding mental fatigue while improving your mental endurance. Another reason why 5-minute breaks are great is it keeps your working memory fresh. What is your working memory? Essentially, it is the memory you are using actually kind of like right now, remembering everything that I'm saying. It's not part of your long-term memory just yet, which is where we do want to keep some of our most important information when we're studying, but your working memory, that is the robust part of your memory that you want to strengthen so that while you're studying, you can recall information. So how do we go about actually structuring this so that our brains are at full capacity and that we are locked in and laser focused? Well, there's two things that we need to remember. Number one, if this is the first time you're doing this and you're restructuring your concentration brain wavelength, you need to ease into this. We don't want to do multiple 25-minute sessions back to back to back. Instead, if we're trying this out for the first time, I would suggest doing 25 minutes with a 5-minute break and repeating this 3 times. Then take a very long break. Take a lunch break, go watch a 20-minute episode of something, but you need to have the mental fortitude to come back and do it again. If you're a bit more of an advanced pupil, in other words, that you are a student who is pretty strong in discipline and you've got a good workflow going, or you maybe are just an older student, meaning that you are 18 years plus, you can probably sit for longer periods of time without taking a very long break. I would suggest maybe repeating it 4 or 5 times. In other words, 25 minutes, 5 minutes break, repeat 5 times, and then take a really long break. Often this works well because you've got a lot of content to finish. Now, some tips and tricks about setting up this timeline is you don't want to be distracted by your phone, right? So you don't just put your phone to the side, everybody. Make sure that it is switched off, or if it's on because you're using it as the timer, make sure that you have put it on the do not disturb function. And if possible, make sure that your social media apps are locked off during that period of time so you can't open them or you're tempted to open them. Now, when you're in these 25 minutes of pure focus, it's really important to bring your attention back to what you're working on. If your brain ever wanders and whiffs away, you've got to bring it back. You've got to acknowledge that you are being distracted and bring it back again. This is called attention training, and it's kind of like strengthening a muscle. It improves the neural pathways in your brain, making them more robust. And that's also why this Pomodoro technique works so well. The periods of intense concentration for 25 minutes with the 5-minute breaks is kind of like doing bursts of running with short breaks in between, it improves the output of the muscles. And the same can be said for the brain as well. It can improve your output by strengthening the endurance of your mind. Now, the thing is, I already know you're going to get distracted in those 5 minutes, right? So what do we do when the timer is up? The 5-minute break has now begun. What do we fill that time with? Well, it's not going to be your phone and it's not going to be social media. We've got to be disciplined in this. And if your phone is going to distract you, then maybe you should think about getting yourself a little egg timer. It's one of those like handheld ones that you can wind up and twist, and they can do 25 minutes, and then you're not tempted to use your phone. But let's get back to what do we do in those 5 minutes? Well, in those 5 minutes, you could sit back in your chair, eat a little snack perhaps. Another thing, stand up in your room, walk around, sit back down again, take a breath, and breathing exercises are also really good. 5 minutes of just a quick little meditation, or what we call box breathing, is also really good. What is box breathing? Well, it's based off of a square, and essentially your breathing is in fours. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, hold 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. And you do that a number of times while you're having your 5-minute break. It's going to quieten the mind. It's going to allow you to refocus and just sit back and relax. If you have maybe a pet, maybe you want to cuddle your pet and just spend 5 minutes with them to distract you a little bit. And what this does and why it works so well is because of what you're actually neurologically doing to the brain. Now, you may remember earlier I mentioned strengthening your neural pathways and basically training the brain like it's a muscle. If you think about your brain as a muscle, it's really going to change the way you actually study. You see, if you think about it, when you go to the gym or if you want to lift up something heavy, for example, right? And you're holding that really heavy object for a really long period of time, but you're standing still. Does it mean that you are very, very strong? Well, it depends. If you're lifting up something or someone's just passing it to you into your arms and you just have to stand there and kind of hug it to your body and you hold it there, you could probably stand there for a really long time, right? But what happens if I ask you to lift that same heavy object off the ground? Or I ask you to lift that heavy object off the ground and walk across the room? Or drop that object, pick it up again, walk across the room, drop it, and so on. Why am I using this analogy? Because when you study passively and when you study for really long, stagnant periods of time, you are just like that person holding on to something heavy, but you were just given it, like someone just handed it to you. And yes, you do get fatigued and you do get over it and eventually you'll have to stop. But isn't it really easy? It just seems to be like it just happens, and that's what it means to be passive. But with the Pomodoro technique, so this technique of doing 25 minutes of concentrated revision and being engaged with the work, and then the 5 minutes of rest, what that is the same idea as you having to pick up something, so pick up knowledge, pick up and concentrate, move across the room, and then you get to put the heavy object down, you get to stop concentrating and take that 5-minute breather. That increases the neural pathways. You don't just want to use that neural pathway once. And that's kind of the science behind this as well. You want this new memory, this new information that you've learned to remain in your mind as much as possible. And the best way to do that is to use that pathway over and over and over again. Remember, these are neurons you're using, and they grow little branches every time you learn something new. Those little branches can be quite weak the first time you grow them, so you want to use it over and over again so it's really strong and it's stuck in your memory. And that's why the Pomodoro method and this 5-minute re-brain concentration plan, I say re-brain, but this like You're resetting your concentration neural pathways. That's why this works so well. Now, I challenge you to go out now and try this Pomodoro study technique, 25 minutes on with 5 minutes off. You're going to be so surprised how your endurance in the study realm increases dramatically. And it's also important to remember that your brain is going to build this endurance over time. So you cannot give up on the first day or even the third day. You've got to keep going. And this is all supported by cognitive endurance research. And so we know that this works. And so you've got to give it a good go. So to master your focus, you don't need hours upon hours of focus. You need intention. You need to know what you need to achieve. One block can transform your study flow completely. I am Miss Angler, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and make sure you are subscribed with your notifications turned on. And please leave me any questions and comments and queries down below if you want to know more about the neuroscience that drives your studying. And I will see you all again soon. Bye.